Hey guys, and welcome back to After the Run. This is part two in a two-part series on maintaining weight loss or experiencing weight loss while on vacation. So, if you haven't listened to part one in this series, you might want to go back and listen to it, but I'm going to recap that here too. So, even if you missed that one, you should be fine just watching or listening to this episode. So, I explained in the last episode I was going to go on vacation for 10 days, and I was really worried about that because summer is my best time for weight loss. But vacation is one of the worst times for weight loss. And so I made a plan for what I could do while I was on vacation so that I could maintain my weight or perhaps even lose a little bit of weight. So I talked about how I prepared my physical house, how I prepared my body, and how I prepared my mind for vacation. So I want to go through those three things and recap what I was going to do, how it actually went, and what the result was. Now, first, preparing my physical house, this was actually really cool, and this doesn't have anything directly to do with weight loss, but it's a great analogy for how to prepare our physical bodies. Is before we went on vacation, I went to great lengths, and my whole family did, to prepare our house so that when we got home, it would be an easy transition. So we did all our weekend chores, we vacuumed the house, we cleaned all the counters, we swept, we mowed the lawn, we did the laundry, we cleaned our sheets, we did everything. So when we came home, we'd come home to this really, really clean house. And I don't think we've ever gone to this great of lengths to prepare our house, but we thought this is going to make it easier. We don't have to worry about it while we're gone. And when we come back, it's going to be easier to transition back into normal life again. Well, that's exactly what happened. It was amazing to come home. The house did smell a little musty, as usually happens when you leave it vacant for a few weeks. But everything else was fantastic. And we were able to come home and not have to worry about nightmares that had happened while we were gone or other things. It was really nice to come to that. Now, with our physical bodies, I took a similar approach. I thought, what can I do in advance of going on vacation to help my physical body so when I come back, it can be an easier transition and so that I can enjoy the time I'm gone a little more. Well, so I did a little bit of extra exercise before I went. I was a little more diligent about my diet before I went. And so as far as weight loss goes, during this year, I lost some weight early in the year, and then from May to June, I lost about 10 pounds. It was great. And then over June, I kept that off. And then from June to July, I dropped about another 5 pounds. And right before I went on vacation, I worked really hard that last week to drop a few more pounds, more than I would need, so that I'd be ahead of schedule. So I got down to the week before vacation, I was at 243 pounds. And then the day before I went on vacation, I was just a hair under 240. And I thought if I come back at 243 pounds, that would be maintaining my weight. And that was the goal, so was to come back at 243. So to do that, I had to prepare my body by doing that extra stuff when I went, but also having a plan for when I came back to transition into things. And that, for the most part, went really well. Also, I felt like because I'd worked extra hard right before going on vacation, those first few days of vacation, I didn't have any cravings. I was feeling healthy. And usually that's one of the hardest times for health and weight loss, is because I was driving for hours and hours and hours, which is an easy time to do snack foods, and it was not as much a temptation this time early on because I was feeling really, really healthy. And so those first few days went really well. Now, of course, vacation is a really hard time because you're eating out more and you're doing other things. And especially when you're with other people, I found not just on this vacation, but over the course of the summer, I've spent nearly a third of the summer with extended family. And even if your extended family eats really healthy, it seems to be when people get together for special occasions, it revolves around food. And so there's more food that's consumed, there's unhealthy food that's consumed, and that certainly was the case for me this last couple weeks. And so that was a challenge because right off the bat, we did some fun things, and then we saw extended family. We went out to eat, and even if I order smart, my kids are going to over order because they can order whatever they want when grandma's taking them out or whatever. And so they'll have extra food, and I don't want that food to go to waste. So I do the dad tax and eat a little bit of all their food. And so, that once you start eating processed foods and sugary foods, then you get cravings for more processed foods and more sugary foods. And that's certainly what happened to me on vacation. So there in the middle of the vacation, it was really hard. And then for the rest of the time, I had cravings to eat junk food. I still, because I was prepared, I brought healthy snacks to eat along the way. and that did make a big difference. Now, I also prepared on vacation we built in activities that were physical activities, which was really cool, not just because it helped me stay in shape, but because these are good things to bond with kids. So I went with my older son and daughter. We went running several days in a row, just for a few miles each day. But those 10 miles that we ran together was great bonding time where we ran as a family. That was really fun. We also built in several days on the river where we were floating the river, and that went really great, doing more physical activity. Now, something that I didn't anticipate was on the second day floating down the river, I went over a little waterfall and I did something, but it messed up my back. And for the last 3 days of my vacation, I was just in the Airbnb, lying down the whole time, couldn't move. And it was really frustrating and hard because I wanted to do more physical things. We had gone hiking a few times. We had done some other things that were active. And so for the most part, that plan and that preparation that we did going on vacation totally paid off. But those last few days were really hard because I couldn't move, and we were meeting with extended family over those last few days as well. So there was a lot of junk food, and that really hurt me as far as gaining some weight back. Now, as far as the mental preparation, I had a plan, I implemented the plan, and when we came back, I knew I'd transition. And one thing that I do, and this is kind of a good rule, I think, is after vacation, after holidays, you don't weigh yourself that first day back. It's just going to be depressing. I give myself 3 days because I know there's going to be inflammation, and I know there's things that I can flush out of my system when I get back. And so that was the plan, was come home, drink a lot of water, eat really healthy foods, do some grains, and give yourself 3 days for your body to regulate. So I did that, and here's the results from my trip. We went on almost a 2-week vacation, and when I came back, I weighed in at 241.6. So I definitely was under that 243-pound goal that I'd set for myself, so that worked out really great. And I think the plan was a pretty solid one. Again, if you want more details on that plan, you can go back and listen to that previous episode. Now, before I leave you today, here's the caution. Now, I got back and it's still summer vacation for my family, and we have to transition into the real world, but we still have, we're gonna go on another mini trip this weekend. I'm still with extended family. We have my mother-in-law staying with me, and her love language is sugar. And so there are a lot of the same challenges that we had on vacation we have now. Sorry, my sprinklers just went on. We still have those same temptations. And so I've had to say, look, we got home and it's had some of those same things. My mother-in-law took us out to an all-you-can-eat buffet. She made us a bunch of different desserts, and I said yes to all those things. And I've already felt how my weight's going back up. And so it's the first day of a new month. And for this new month, I'm just going to say no, and I'm going to have to explain to her, look, we love your treats, and we had a good time on vacation, but now I have to buckle down, and for the month of August, I'm not going to do any added sugar. And so that's going to be hard this weekend. We're going to go down and visit family in another city, and they love to go out to eat, and they love to prepare us treats as well. And I think this is one of those vacations where I just indulged, and I'm going to have to do some tough love with family on this one and say, look, I just need to take care of my health first and prioritize that. We are going to go swimming today. I just finished a 4-mile run, and so I think things are on track. I look forward to this next month. The goal is to take another 5 to 10 pounds down so that I'm right around 230 going into the school year and going into the winter. That was my goal for the year, and I'm on track for that, and so I'm kind of excited. I will keep you posted. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and if you have any questions or comments, if you're listening to the audio podcast, there's no place to really put them there. You can go over to the website after the run and put a comment there. But the best place is just go to the YouTube channel where I'll have this video up, and you can just make a comment on that YouTube video and tell me what worked for you on vacation, what questions you have, and any other questions or concerns that you have. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.